All right, we're live. Hello, black man. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? We are back for another episode of the Hello Black Man podcast. Thank you all for joining. Of course, we like to get started a little early, so give you all time to get in and get situated and help us out with some shares and stuff like that. So we really appreciate your time. Really appreciate your effort tonight. Uh, and a very accomplished guest we'll have on tonight. So if you're joining in via Facebook or via the page, via YouTube, if you would, man, give us a share. Let us know in the comments below that you're watching us and that you're here with us. You're following along with the conversation tonight. It's a Monday. It's well, we got January out of the way. It's done. January was pretty short. January is about 3 days long. Didn't take long to get through January. And so we're here, the first month of February. I hope all your New Year's resolution. I know we had a lot of New Year's resolution for 2020. My vision 2020, this, that, and the other. And 2020 was a long year, man. But we're good. We're pressing through. This ensuring everybody is up and at them and checking out the podcast, making sure we're up and moving on all avenues. Let's see. Boom. Yep. Okay. So if you would share. Thank you for coming in. Thank you all for coming in, man. We're gonna have a good time. We're gonna have fun. You're gonna have some fun tonight. We see that we're pushing off some things here tonight. And we're gonna make sure y'all enjoy yourself. Had to be alive. This indeed. What's going on, Leach, man? Appreciate it. Yeah, happy, absolutely happy to be alive. Thank y'all for joining. So listen, the guest that we have tonight is a young man, which is I think it's this remarkable and fascinating and all this endeavors that you watch people grow up, man. You really watch people grow up. And you watch this guy from being a trainer on the sideline to being on the field athlete, dominating on the field, to coming back and giving back to that same community. Now that is what is really full circle. You know what I'm saying? To grow up underneath the program, in the program, and to come back and to help build the program in your hometown. I think that's phenomenal. He's been away. He's learned and mentored, and has always been a positive part of our community in Hazelhurst. So thank you all for joining, man. If you're here, if you would hit that share button, like button. It's gonna have some fun tonight. Just kick it. We've known each other basically all our lives. I probably got a little more gray hair than he does, but we'll see how it turns out. We played hoop together, here and there, talked about this and the other. So it's one of those things. It's like kind of being able to reconnect on a different level. It's just maturity. It's just growth, and I think it's just awesome. I thank you all for joining us tonight, and we're gonna bring on our guest for tonight. We're gonna stay. We're on time. I don't want to hit all that. Well, this is BP Black People time, CP time. Now it's 7 o'clock. We're gonna start the show. I got to go to work tomorrow. He got to go to work tomorrow. We're gonna start when we say we're gonna start. What's going on, yo? What's up, Charles? What's up, Kenneth? What's up, Gray? Man, I appreciate y'all. What's up, TK? What's happening? We're gonna bring on Damien Gary to the podcast. Hey, what's up with it, boss man?
What it do?
You got it, man. We're jumping into February, Black History Month and stuff like that. So, we appreciate you coming on tonight. Appreciate you being a part of the podcast. So tell me, who are you? And just tell me a little bit about yourself. About some of your accomplishments, and just tell me, who you are.
Like I say, man, I'm Damien Gary. I'm from Hazelhurst, Mississippi, which is where I teach, and the head football coach here. Business owner, father of two kids, member of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated. And just like a believer in God. Mentor. I wear a lot of hats. So
You do. You
it
absolutely
is what it
do.
is.
Man, I thank you all. I thank you for joining us, man. Tell me about your business. Tell me about how long you've been in business, and tell me a little bit about Unbearable. I got it on. So
Yeah, we always ripping, man. I've been in business for 6 years, man. This year made 6 years, and
wow.
I talk to people all the time, man, about what a business started, how it started. It comes from my upbringing, and I put some things together from here and there, and I came up with Unbearable, and like I said, it started out as a something I was doing in my room, and
I
now to
remember.
where right. And so now, I even made some stuff for you before, man. It's
You have.
February, the No Bay Day shirts.
I see it on the anniversary all the time. I
Yeah.
do. I promise you, I do.
So it started there, man. With the grace of God, man. Now I don't even make it by hand anymore, man. I just
Yeah.
wait on it to come in the mail, man, and do it like that, man. So it just
Good
stayed
deal.
down, man. So you came up, man.
Good deal, man. And listen, man, I tell you, man, you have done a phenomenal job. And like I said, you see people's business, see it grow, and just see what you're doing with it. See the amount of support. Now, I'm gonna tell you something. When you see support abroad, it feels good as a business owner. It feels good to see somebody in New York, California. But
Right.
when you at home and you can walk in Walmart or the grocery store and somebody's
Exactly.
wearing your brand,
Exactly.
it feels so dope. Like, man, look at it, man. It's me. That's me
Exactly.
right there.
Exactly, man. And
Yeah,
that's the same feeling that I get, man. I'm like, people can afford whatever they want. But
right.
when people come in, take the time to just spend money with me, man, like it's a blessing, man. Like I thank God for it every day. And my thing is, I tell people all the time that wants to get into the business of making clothes, and everybody's doing it, So,
Yeah.
and my thing that I tell them is, in an oversaturated market, what are you going to do to set yourself apart from everybody else? And
Right.
my whole thing is I tell them you got to have quality.
Yeah.
And I tell people all the time, I like when you buy from me because you want to support one time, but
Yeah.
I like when they come back and they buy because they like the product that I gave them.
I'm
And
telling you, man. I got a red hat from you. I've had that red hat at least 4 years.
at least
At
four.
least. At least 4. And I still rock that red hat. It's still red. You know what I'm saying? And like, if people recognize it. People recognize it. Hey, man, where you get that hat from? I said, man, that's my guy, man. I know
Exactly.
I know the owner. What are you talking about? Man, ain't no way. Like, yeah, I grew up with this man. So man, that's awesome. That's to see it grow and see people recognize it. Without you being in the room saying, "Hey, I recognize it." I've seen people that work wearing it. I see people that work wearing them unbearable hats. I said, "There we go. That's what I
Exactly.
like." And
Exactly.
everybody's kind of winning, man. So listen. So tonight, we brought you on to talk about who you are, especially your business. Give you opportunity to tell me about your business and things of that nature, who you are. But I brought you on as a part of what we're doing now. It is this podcast about transparency and communication. And so I have a journal line, and so
Mhm.
you have a copy of the journal, and right there you got your "Hello Black Man."
Exactly.
And so I think it's just a phenomenal opportunity for two men to say, "Hey, this is what I had on my mind," and give an audience a listening ear of something really positive. You know what I'm saying? So something that's on your mind. Only you know the answer to this. No one else can persuade or change your mind. Like, you had to answer this question yourself. And so tell me what question you chose to share with us tonight.
I chose question 24. Hello, black man. What or who motivates you? Describe how it feels to be motivated. And
That's
this, and I looked at this one, man. It was something like, as soon as I saw it, I was like, I can talk about this,
yeah,
because when we talked about it, my motivation, they was in the room fighting each other.
Yeah.
So like they're in the living room right now, and I'm telling them, man, y'all be quiet. I'm doing something, but they ain't hearing me. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Okay. It's like,
So
okay, Dad.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So as you know, like I said, I'm the father of two boys, man. Which I raised. I co-parent with the mother. They live with me Monday through Thursday. You
You got it?
Can you hear me, Johnny?
Yeah, I got you back. I got you
All right.
back.
Oh yeah, like I say, being a father, so
Right.
things come up. But yeah, so like I said, man, I wrote about what motivates me, man, and what I said was, my kids were my number one motivation.
Right.
And my overall goal is to show them what it means to be a black man in today's society. And there's so much going on, with the young black youth in America today. And so that's why I like to keep my boys like close to me
Close.
in proximity.
Yep. Yep.
So that's my number one motivation, man. And teaching them how to be God fearing, respecting people, respecting women, what it is to be a provider,
Right.
what it is to be a mentor, So like I said, I wear a lot of hats, man, and it's a lot, with being a football coach. I go to work and give somebody else 12, 13 hours a day.
You do a lot of time.
And then I run a business. And
That's
then on
time.
top of that, I still have to be a father and get them boys the time they need, man. So like,
Right.
that's where I find my motivation at. Even when I'm tired, I know I gotta find 3-4 hours of energy every day to get it in.
So let me ask you this: what kind of advice would you give a young man or an old man that is disconnected from his kids, that has a true disconnect? Because I've seen a lot of posts lately. There's actually a very hot post on my Hello Black Man page about child support. That's a different topic,
Yeah.
but it's a different topic. But we can touch on that. But I've seen a lot of young ladies really up in arms about the disconnect from the father of their child and the child themselves, and like there's no time spent, no effort. I mean, what's your advice? What's your advice to these young men or old men?
And like I say, this is a topic.
Yeah,
And
it's a topic.
I have my views and opinions on it, and my views from where they were when I was 25,
Change.
26 has changed since
Yeah.
now I'm 34 now. And initially I was that father that I was still young and doing what I was doing,
Yeah.
but I was always there monetarily.
Yeah.
Wasn't so much of the time. It was just my kids never had to worry about anything, financially.
Right.
And I missed a lot of time. Like I never was out of my kids' life, but I wasn't spending the time that I'm doing now.
Right.
So, fast forward to now, okay, I understand like it's important for me to be in these boys' lives. Like, all right, now it ain't about the money. I know it's about the time. You can't put a price on time.
You cannot.
So that's why I made a decision where, with my kids, mom, all right, give me the boys during while they in school.
Yeah.
I know one thing about boys, they scared of their daddy.
Yeah, it's a fear factor there.
It's the fear, but my thing is, what I say about fear is, fear ain't that you scared of me. Fear is that you respect me.
Right.
So, and that's one thing that I always want to keep on my boys' mind. Like, I got to go home to daddy tonight. It ain't gonna be like, oh, they gonna call my daddy.
Yeah.
Nah, daddy.
I got to see that man.
I got to see him. So, and that's been my new perspective, man. Like, the money can't replace, man, the time that you get with them boys, man. And with my little baby, my 4-year-old, man, we connected at the hip. My 8-year-old, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's finding himself. Like I said, he's a great kid. He's smart. When they get older, they really ain't got time for all that little dumb stuff. Like, daddy, going on, I'm finna go do my own thing.
I'm good, man. Let me do me.
And so, man, and that, like I said, it brightens my day to talk about my kids, man, because they're my number one motivation. But to any man, to answer your question, to any man that's disconnected from your kids, I always tell all my homeboys, like, you can't call yourself my friend and you're not taking care of your kids.
Yeah.
because now it's a disconnect between me and you. Like if something was to happen to me and you say, "Oh, I got your back, bro," but then you got kids that you don't do nothing for. Like I don't.
Do they really got your back?
Yeah, do you really got my back? You know what I'm saying? So I just think, man, every man, no matter the situation, man. I know some people situations are different with the relationship, with the strained relationship, but any way possible, man. Like I would say, man, be in your kids' life in some type of capacity. Yeah, because they need you, man.
Yeah,
I think. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think the monetary part is weighted just kind of maybe based on your upbringing, because if you never had and you feel you can give, some people just feel like, hey, listen, I'm giving, I paid for this, I paid for that, I paid for this, and I can promise you I would give back, a million monetary gifts to have my dad in my life at a younger age that show up. They show up at an event that say, hey, he had to give me $1. Say, hey, that's my son right there. Exactly. That right there is beyond motivation for some of these kids, man. And like I said, and I know you do a lot of mentoring. I've been around kids where when you're not there and they're saying Coach Gary, you know what I'm saying? Not saying your nickname. So that's a level of respect. Just to say they respect what he's doing. They respect, his level of excellence, what he's asking of them. So all that has been good. I remember the photo shoot I came and did maybe 3 years ago now. Man, it's been a long time. About 3 years ago now. Just well-mannered, you know what I'm saying? You talking about boy 16, 17 years old, man, we was bouncing off the wall. Man, you talking about wait in line, be quiet. Like what? And they just mannerable, you know what I'm saying, in your presence, you know what I'm saying? And so that kind of stuff just it goes to a level to where we need to be, what we're looking for and trying to gain. It's one of those things where like I said, that question is a question like,
right. Exactly.
I have that question right here. And what I did, like that's it. That's perfect. And like I said, because now that's something you can share with your son. You know what I'm saying? You can say, hey, let me read something to you real quick.
Right.
And so now your kid doesn't have to wonder, if they are part of your driving and motivating daily, up early, in late, whatever it takes to make it happen, man. So I think that's just phenomenal, man. I think it is. What's next? What are you working on right now? Like what are some of your goals that you set forth? I know you have coaching goals, you got life goals, you got entrepreneur goals, and just what are some of those things you're pushing for right now?
I tell you the one thing that I change weekly, and it's every week. Like once my sons leave and they go back to their mom, I always sit down and at least take at least 30 minutes to reflect. Like what area can you grow on as a father? Like what area did you see this week that kind of frustrated you to where you might have got on your boards or something like that, or what did you do good with them this week?
Yeah.
So that's one thing I sit back and I reflect on. I can say, parenting, like it changes from week to week, because the kids are growing. Like, they go out into the community, they going to school, they learning different things. So, every week I sit back and I reflect on how did I parent that week. And, I just try to be a better parent, like a better father every week, and parenting, like I said, you're gonna have some good weeks, you're gonna have some bad weeks.
Right, some bad weeks, and like, man, what am I doing? What did I do wrong? Like, what is she acting like this? Yeah, I can imagine.
And like I say, with my job, like especially when during football season, it's very stressful, man. Like, you just dealing with other people's kids, trying to keep them motivated, trying to keep them out of trouble, making sure they going to class, doing their work. And then, like I say, practice may be bad that day. So I try to make sure I drop all of that. As soon as I leave the school, I drop all of it.
That's huge.
I never bring it home.
I tell you what, because I know a lot of kids, a lot of parents will project their job on their child. stressful job. You walk in the door, why you ain't done this? You could have done this. Why da da da. The kid rattle. The kid is rattled for the evening. He might be rattled for the week.
That's my mama. That's my mama when I was a kid. Every day is something wrong,
Like, God, leave him. Like, chill out.
Exactly.
Like, I got one sock on the floor. I'm gonna get it. Like, I'm gonna get it right now. It's the end of the world. Like, come on, man. Trust me. I understand.
Yeah. And so that's and that's one of the areas, like I said, I keep growing in. And with my job, like say, preparing for this year, man, with COVID, man, like, it's so many variables going into that, man, which is making that hard. We supposed to have a good team this year, but we keep getting put out. This kid may not can come this week. It's so much going on with that, man.
Yeah.
So
it's abnormal. It's way different now. Yeah, man.
Trying to maneuver through that, and still prepare for a season. It's tough right now, but I'm just staying motivated because everybody else is going through it. It ain't like it's just me, so I don't make excuses about that. We just keep chopping, keep going with that, and I mean, even with my business this year, COVID has affected business.
Yeah.
Like normally I would be doing so much more, but like at this point, it's like you only can do what the company gonna allow you to do right now.
Yeah.
So
so it's constraints on you.
Yeah, so I'm just doing the best with with the cards that we've been dealt right now, and we're gonna continue to do what we do with business until things get better, man. And like I say, I ain't gonna complain about it. Every man gonna face adversity, and I always say adversity gonna reveal character.
Oh, absolutely, yeah, man. We said the word in. If I think people often fear adversity. You know what I'm saying? Especially as a male, when I see something that is hard to tackle, I see an opportunity. So you know what?
Exactly.
I don't understand it. I'm not doing well at this. Like, this is a chance for me to go from 0 to 100. This is something really new for me. Right. So from a parenting to entrepreneur, like I said, you and I have pushed each other. And a lot of times we push each other, and it doesn't have to be a comment said. It doesn't have to be a word spoken. You just see, like, okay, I see growth. Let me step up. I see my man pushing and pushing his Instagram and all this, and man, that's a little motivation. And that's I really like that, and I like our town. This is no lie. Our town has grown so much mentally and from an entrepreneur standpoint in the last few years. It's mind blowing to me. It's a good mind blowing, and I'm just happy to see people striving and doing certain things and stuff like that. It's been a phenomenal thing to me. So let me ask you this right here. How different is your parent? You talked about your mom and how sometimes it was stressful for you. Do you feel like you parent different from your mom, from your parents? Do you feel like, hey, listen, my mom was type A. Am I type A or am I type B? Am I type C? Like, are you taking certain things and say, hey, let me change it up?
So this is how I look at that. And I was just having this conversation today. So I was telling the person, like, everybody's saying that the children have changed in today's society.
They do say that.
I told her the children didn't change. The parents have changed. So to support that, what I told her was, you look at us today. I make 10 times more probably than what my mama ever made bringing me up, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I knew coming up, it was certain things, that just wasn't going to happen. It was a no-go.
Jordans, Jabot, I knew it didn't even cross my mind.
I'm hand-me-down king. Like, I'm wearing all my cousin clothes. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. I just knew, like, okay, all right. And then it was a level of respect. Like, my mama wasn't my friend.
Yeah.
She was my mom.
You knew not to play. You knew a certain game not to play.
And so I tell them like that now. It's like, we live in the lives that our parents dreamed of, especially, for us financially and stuff like that. So now we can do more for our kids. So now our kids are more privileged.
Yeah.
So now it's like now you got a kid that's more privileged. Now they feel like everything is supposed to be handed to them.
Yeah.
And we go back to adversity. So now if a kid has had everything given to them, and now once they face adversity, they don't know how to handle it. They don't know how to handle somebody telling them no. They don't know how to handle somebody not being their friend right now. And so I think that's what's causing, so much happening with the youth.
Yeah.
You're going in the wrong direction. The parent changed.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna tell you what I think one of the things that happened is we've parents my age have seen some of the time they've lost. Mm-hmm. So they're trying to make up time either in business or in love or relationships or their career. They're trying to make up. Mm-hmm. And a lot of the time, that we could be spending with our kids, what I'm saying, that we don't set forth a certain amount of time to ensure certain things happen, that I'm here, that they can talk to me about anything. A lot of times I think it kind of gets brushed aside, especially now that they have so much they can do. Mm-hmm. Because us, it was either you were playing a sport or you were going home. That was it. You were practice and home was it. There was nothing else to do on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday in the whole county.
No cell phone.
No, none of that. And then you had to be off the phone at a certain time.
Look, and if you did have a cell phone, you couldn't talk on it, until 9 o'clock. Like
right.
It was, times have changed.
Right. These people got 24-hour access to each other. You know what I'm saying? I saw a little clip on Facebook the other day where this guy was talking to his class, and he was trying to tell his students, it says, picture this. This student makes a note, sends it to another student, and it goes on and on. And so the students were just like stuck. These are today's age students, like, I guess they were like 14, 15 years old. And they were like, they didn't know what the man was talking about. He said, like, a note. They were like, what is a note? Like, what are you talking about? They had no clue about how we used to write a note in class and it get passed to certain people and you didn't want certain people to see it.
Exactly.
Like, you were completely oblivious to passing notes and what a note was and stuff like that. So, man, times have definitely changed.
And let me cut you off 1 second. This is the one thing though that I did have to change as a parent. Early on, my aunt used to always tell me I used to always overcompensate with my kids for what I didn't have when I was young.
Yeah,
so that means I used to just buying them X, Y, Z stuff down, and she told me all the time. She was like, "Damn, you better slow down, and make them, start actually wanting this type of stuff instead of just giving them everything."
Right.
And I think that was one of the biggest lessons I learned as a parent. I can't overcompensate for what I missed out when I was younger.
Got it. Yeah, that happens.
A lot of people make that mistake. Yeah.
Oh, it's easy to do. We're gonna take a quick break here to 28 minutes. We'll be right back after this short video, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, black man. This guided journal is being made available to build character, confidence, and define the inner person.
It has been deemed clear that our culture and our past has hindered black men from being open and vulnerable. Hello, black man.
Hello, black man. So we're back. So I'm going to follow up with 2 more questions for Damien. Got 2 more questions for you here. And I appreciate your time. So tell me this, how did you cope with the loss? And so I know 2020, 2021, and everybody goes through things where they, either, lose something or someone. And I think that our coping mechanism as black men, has not been really expressive, and I think my dad actually lost a brother to suicide, and it's something that I don't know if he's ever processed it. I don't know if he ever cried about it or just at loss about it or just happened. It's just one of those things, So how do you deal with a loss in tough times, and what advice would you give anybody that's listening on if they're going through tough times? How to overcome.
Well, I mean that's a very interesting question. 2020 was a tough year. I lost my granddad in 2020. 99 years old actually.
Wow.
2020 took my granddad, and early on in 2020, and then later in 2020, the situation with my nephew. My nephew committed suicide, which it was hard and it's still hard. It's something that I process every day. Totally unexpected. Like I say, very hard situation, man. And it's one of them situations, and like you say, with black men, the way that we deal with everything. And with me, the situation I'm in, like with my family, like I'm the head of the family.
Yeah,
And
I can
so
easily say that. Yeah.
and so when that situation happened, it was like I became so numb and cold,
Yeah.
and it's like, I gotta deal with the situation that happened, but then on top of that, I gotta deal with my family. I gotta be strong for my sister. I gotta be
Yeah.
strong for my mom. Like, it's like it's almost like the weight of the world is on your back. And so you kind of can't even address the situation because now you got to make sure that these other women are
You're
okay.
you're holding up. You're holding up for yourself. You're holding up for them.
Yeah.
And
So
so, how do you say, just be able to, oh, that's what I got. Like this is where I am. So
and
yeah,
I'm gonna tell you, man, it like just being like just being brutally honest, man. It's like I didn't get to process it like I think I should have, because like I say, I can't be weak in front of the family, the people that's depending on me for strength. And you carry everybody else's weight, and then it's like when you get alone, it's like damn, who got me?
yeah,
So now it's almost like one of them situations where now you gotta suppress all the feelings that you have inside because like now you can't be weak. You can't be depressed. And,
yeah,
I saw a therapist once, man, and she asked me some questions like, "Are you depressed?" And I was like, "Nah, I ain't depressed." And then she asked me some questions, and I was like, damn, I am depressed. And so as a black man, like I say, we don't get to like just wear our feelings on our sleeves, man, because like I said, we taught to be strong.
yeah. That's it. And I think society has, it's a generational thing. It's a societal thing. But from every age, you're taught to suppress as a young man,
Right.
especially black. Don't cry. Okay, I got my feelings hurt. This. Don't cry. Don't get it out. Don't express that emotion. Just don't worry about it. Like, I got a lot going on. I think this is going on. Well, just don't worry about it. That's not coping.
Right.
Like, that's not coping. Like, why are you depressed? I saw this meme on Facebook says, black parents dealing with depression, say, Mom, I'm depressed. You better depress them dishes. Like,
Right.
like
Exactly.
don't worry about what you need to be depressed and cleaning up or something like that. So I definitely think that as a society, we need to, as a race and as black men, be able to find an avenue.
Right.
Be able to find an avenue to release some tension, release some stress. And like I said, that's one of my components to writing down. Hey, I got a problem. It's in my head. No one is asking this question. I can write it out in its entirety without anyone, having to go back and forth with anyone.
Right.
So we're gonna change gears 1 second. And I'm not gonna say it's gonna catch you off guard or nothing like that. But we had a really good talk last week on episode 1, and this is a hot topic on Facebook. Tell me about marriage. Tell me about marriage. Tell me about marriage. have you been married before? Are you looking to get married? What does that look like right now?
Look, I haven't been married before.
Mm-hmm.
And like I say, my life from where I was at early on, like when I'm 25, 26,
yeah,
I'm a hot boy for life, but
yeah.
it's like now, man, I got 2 kids at home every day. Like now, like I'm looking to be settled, you know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
My perspective on marriage, I think it's a risk, it's a gamble.
Mm-hmm.
Because you really don't know what you're going to get. Like marriage is something. Like I think it's something new. Like it's a new life that you jump into to share your life with somebody else's. But I think at this age now, I might be open to the idea. You know what I'm saying? Like hey, it ain't so bad after all.
Man, you got a lot of comments right here. I brought up marriage, man. The comments. Comment section blowing up right now. They got the ears open, they got the eyes open.
Like I said, I'm a father of 2 kids, man. Like hey, I need help too. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
daddy need help.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Do you have any questions? Anything you want to speak on? Any parting shots? Anything like that? Before we wrap up tonight.
I want to say one thing, and this is a question that you asked me at first, and it was about dealing with, like depression and all that.
Right.
Like the one thing that I can say, man, that I like when this situation happened with me with my nephew, it kind of like all the hurt that I had like buried in my life, you know what I'm saying, all the bad things that happened, you know what I'm saying. Somehow that kind of like it hit so deep, it kind of brought everything back to the forefront.
Yeah.
And then it kind of made you deal with everything in your life. Like it's like maybe I could have did this, maybe I could have did that. And I never stopped working. Like, the day my nephew lost his life, just so happened it was on a Wednesday. And show how God works, man. Like our football game, it was football season. Mm-hmm. So our game that was supposed to be played that Friday, they moved it up to a Thursday. So I got a million things going on in my head, but
wow,
I still went. I coached in the game that night.
Wow.
And I think that was like the best thing that probably could have happened to me at that point, because I was able to
kept your mind in a different place.
I was able to get away for a few minutes, man. And like my coaching staff, man, like them guys held it together for me, like, and they held me down like throughout the whole process, man. It was days like that week I wouldn't even go into practice. Like that following week, I never even went to like work, and they was like, "Coach, we gonna take care of it." And you know what I'm saying? You do what you gotta do. Yeah. But one thing about it, I say stress, bro. Like I was so stressed. I had days where I feel like I couldn't even breathe, and then it was like, bro, like one time I cried once, and I kind of got it all off, and then I was like, man, it just felt better, to cry. So I would say, you can hide your feelings so much, but like crying, it helped me out. Because I was holding it in, but man, I just couldn't hold it no more. And I was like, once I cried a little bit and kind of got it off my chest, man, like I felt a whole lot better about the situation. So I'm like, being tough ain't always the right thing to do.
Right.
So
man, that's dope, man. Just being able to get it out, man, that's awesome. Yeah. And I guarantee you that from our audience now and who will listen to it later, I assure you that there are, men and women in the audience tonight that are dealing with something. Mm-hmm. And they don't know how to process it, or they're suppressing, suppression of their feelings, or not. I've seen therapists this past year, and it's just one of those things. Like, well, I knew you was crazy, but I knew you been crazy, but Doc, I'm telling you, just to be able to have an avenue, not saying you don't have someone that you can tell something to, but just something different, just a different arena, a different vibe, just a few words, just to see. I'm telling you, our community should be a lot more open to it.
Exactly.
A lot more open to this, what's out there and what could help them. Exactly. So, man, I appreciate you coming on tonight. Like I said, man, we got, a lot of viewers here, a lot of comments. Make sure you go back and check, check some of the comments out and questions and stuff like that. But I appreciate your time, and I thank you. I'll be on for a few more minutes.
All right, hey, root to the bros, dog.
All right now. Hey, so listen, guys. Awesome episode with Coach Damien Gary. Listen, we're going to make sure we put his information. Oh, there it is already. Kalicia's already on it. Make sure you go and follow him on Instagram and Facebook. He does some phenomenal things in the community. Just a positive young brother, man. And he, exposed some things to us tonight. He exposed some feelings, some emotion, some things he's been through that is, I would say it's groundbreaking to be able to do that, to be able to, be vulnerable to the world right now. And for you all to take something away that's positive, take something away and use it in your life to be able to help with something that you're going through. I guarantee you, we're all going through some things. We may take a lot of smiling pictures, take pictures of food, and say, hey, I got having a good day, and put stuff on our stories. Every single one of us is going through something. Every single one of us is going through something. I tell you, people feel like certain people are doing so well financially. Oh man, they got this going on. I'm gonna tell you this right here. I have been fully employed, and I have been so broke that I was looking for change on the ground at a grocery store in order to make a purchase. I've been that broke that I could go to work and could not leave work. I would have enough gas to go to work and could not leave. So I promise you, man, this a phenomenal topic tonight. Everybody's going through something. Be able to process it. Work on how you're going to process these things, losses. And like I said, he touched on a lot of great points tonight. Listen, share this live. Share this video. You're going to help somebody. Tag somebody. We'll be here every Monday night at 7. We're not going to hold you long. My daddy is a preacher, so I get a little long-winded sometime. And next week guest is comedian, actor, and extraordinaire JJ Williamson. If you don't know who he is, he's JJ from the SIP. He's been all over every comedic platform there is. So he'll be on next week. I want you to tune back in. Hot topic, great podcast, great questions, and we have a great audience. So thank you all for joining us tonight. It's been phenomenal. Hello, black man. We'll see you next week.